Good afternoon, Warrior fans, and welcome to today's matchup between your Southern Wesleyan Warriors and the Davis and Elkins Senators. The starting lineups for today, first for the away Senators, number 1, Sarah Zapata, number 3, Caitlin Howell, number 4, Taylor Baker, number 5, Samantha Cozzolino, number 21, Mackenzie Smeagol, number 10, Hannah Bond, number 12, Angelina Horan, number 13, Kathleen Shaw, number 15, Emily Smith, number 22, Shauna Soika, number 23, Jewel Selby, and number 44, Surlees Baez. Now your starting lineup for the Southern Wesleyan Warriors. First, number 14, a junior from Rochester, New York, Betsy Bovey. Number 2, a junior from Stamford, Connecticut, Hyrie Sandoval. Number 7, a senior from Williamston, South Carolina, Skylar Taylor. Number 8, a senior from 6 Mile, South Carolina, Carly Pace. Number 9, a sophomore from Simpsonville, South Carolina, Kelsey Hawkins. Number 10, a junior from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Amy Pfefferkorn. Number 19, a sophomore from Jopatown, Maryland, Trisha Sands. Number 20, a sophomore from Simpsonville, South Carolina, Jocelyn Cosgrove. Number 23, a sophomore from Roanoke, Virginia, Tabitha Beecher. Number 24, a junior from St. Augustine, Florida, Kaylee McDaniel. And number 26, a sophomore from Pickens, South Carolina, Jesse Souls. Joining me up here today in the box is Evan Beer, and I'm William Hughes, and we will be your play-by-play announcers today.
A little chilly today, Will, but much better than the last time we were up here with 30-mile-an-hour winds in the 20s. We'll see if the Warriors can get their third win of the year, that is. And today is a non-conference matchup for those wondering.
That's right, Evan, and as you said, definitely warmer than the last time this team played here, as it was raining, and the lights were having problems, but not a problem today with the sun shining. So this one will get played in full. The Warriors come in today's matchup.
Stand and remove all hats for prayer and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for bringing both teams to the field safely tonight. May we play for your glory. Amen.
Back to the regular scheduled program. The Warriors coming today fourth in the conference with a 2-1 record in conference and 2-1 record overall.
Yes, today for the Warriors, we really want to look for Tabitha Beecher. She's been off to a hot start with 12 goals already. Last game that I saw here at home, I think she had 5. So she's a powerhouse when it comes to the goals.
Yeah, certainly going to be a key here for the Warriors to pick up their 3rd win of the season. Looking to their sophomore for a couple more today. And so in the middle today for the draw control will be number 2, Hyrie Sandoval for the Warriors, and number 4, Taylor Baker. And draw control taken by the Warriors, and Hyrie Sandoval, she's able to spin her way down the field. She heads into the offensive zone there and hands it off to Beecher. Beecher takes it in, moves right over the arc, and finds Bovey. Bovey to the back of the cage now.
For Jocelyn Cosgrove, excuse me.
As she hands it off to Pfefferkorn now, who brings it back out. 56 on the shot clock. And she brings it back around to Cosgrove. Cosgrove cuts in the middle. And has it knocked out from behind. And so the Senators will now start up with it. As number 15, Emily Smith, brings it up for them. And she passes it off. Not controlled there by number 13, Kathleen Shaw. And picked up there by the Warriors. And so Tricia Sands now. And now Hyrie Sandoval has it. And so she will bring it upfield as she passes it off. Attempt to number 7. Picked up there by Pfefferkorn. Pfefferkorn, a good move there. Getting around her defender. And has the ball knocked out of her stick. Now 13 with the ball. That's Shaw. Shaw picked up by Souls. And worked to the outside. Baker with the ball now. Passes it over to Cozzolino. Senators working around the top of the arc as Cozzolino passes over to Howell. And Howell passes it over to the back of the cage. As it's cut out in front, and the shot, and score.
Scored by number 12. That'll be Angelina Horan.
Yep, and so at was this down the whole time? No. And so at 27:45, the Senators now take a 1-0 lead over the Warriors.
Let's go, Hyrie!
And so Hyrie Sandoval will now step in.
You got it, Sky. You got it, Kelsey!
And face off. That is controlled eventually by number 10 for the Senators, Hannah Bond, who loses control and is now picked up by the Senators. And so bringing it up now, that was number 12, Horan, who passed it over to Cozzolino. And now Smith with the ball. Passes it to Howell. Howell to behind the cage. As it's cut out in front and picked off by the netminder today for the Warriors, McDaniel. McDaniel gives it to Sandoval. Sandoval holds and now carries as she brings it up and is checked from behind, heading into the midfield.
There. Looks like a common foul, though.
This may turn into an aggressive game as that one passed up into the offensive zone and scooped up by Cosgrove now, who passes to Pfefferkorn in the middle. And the shot and save by Baez for the Senators.
Just barely off there, Will.
Yeah, it was a good move there by the Warriors. And now turnover as Cosgrove picks it up and shoots, and another save there by Baez. And Cozzolino having trouble. Now picked up by Baker. Baker passes to Cozzolino. Cozzolino looks over to Smith. Smith unable to control it. And will now scoop it up and bring it into the offensive zone. Substitution now, number 6, Clara Ogg, a freshman from Salisbury, North Carolina, comes in. As now Bovey will come back in for the Warriors. Senators working the ball around, now behind the cage with Shaw. Shaw looks to cut in front against Sandoval, unable to do so. Cozzolino now with the ball, works her way around. And will be a free position play. And so the Senators with the free position play. And Cozzolino. And she shoots and scores for the Senators.
That goal came at the 25-47 mark in the first.
And subbing in now for the Warriors will be number 9, Kelsey Hawkins. She'll come in and talk things over with her team. And bring out, that is number 17, who's on the wing now, Isabel Starbird.
Now, Warriors fans, don't be alarmed. These point swings happen all the time with these lacrosse games. Being down 2-0 isn't the same as maybe being down 2-0 in a soccer match.
Yeah, these games tend to get very high scoring very quickly. And so the Warriors, not unknown to be down quick, they are able to definitely work back from this deficit here early. And so now Cozzolino with the ball, top of the arc, moves right, passes over to Baker. Baker goes in the middle, cut off by Souls, and comes back out. Tries to cut back in, able to work her way through defenders, and picked up there by McDaniel. And so now with Sandoval. Sandoval picks it up. And the offensive substitution as Bovey will come back in for the Warriors. Sandoval up the right side, pass it up to number 7, that is Skylar Taylor, as she carries in and looks for a pass. And she will find Pfefferkorn, but it's just too high for her. And so it is picked up now by number 23, that's Jules Selby. As the Warriors making the Senators work to get it out of their defensive zone. As it's now number 15, Emily Smith, with the ball, bringing it up the right side for her team. And she's picked up by Bovey. As she runs out of real estate there on the sideline, and so it's turned over. Pfefferkorn with it. Beecher working for it, gets it. One of her first times handling the ball today. Warriors really need to find her as she leads the team in goals. Right now, that is Hawkins with the ball, bringing it up as she looks over. Brings it up the right side of the arc now. Looks back out front. And is picked up now with some hard-pressed defense there by number 22, Shauna Soika. As that is a result in a turnover. And so Soika with the ball. And she passes it up there to Smith. Smith brings it in. Almost has it knocked out there. As in for the Warriors is number 6, Og. Senators work it around now. Pass it out in front. And number 12 now, Horan. Horan passes over to Cozzolino. Cozzolino with it. Passes to the top of the key to Howell. Howell cut off and a flag there. As that'll be on number 19, Tricia Sands, as she picks up the foul. And so Warriors will be on the man disadvantage here. For a stick in the face. And so free position play here for Baker. Shot clock resets to 90. And Baker awaiting the whistle. And it comes in. And the shot and save.
Good save there by Callie and McDaniel.
Great save there. Able to keep this one on the man disadvantage now, as the Warriors will look to kill the 2-minute penalty. And Sandoval holds and looks around for a pass. She's double teamed in the midfield as she just lofts one up, trying to find Pfefferkorn. And the ball on the ground still, picked up by Hawkins. And Hawkins passes up to Beecher. Beecher now with the ball. Cuts inside. Good spin move there. Shoots and scores.
Tabitha Beecher there with the zinger.
And so with that, Warriors even on the man disadvantage do get one back here and now trail by 1.
You know what, Will? I think they play better man down. I've seen that many times this season where they've been a man down and seem to score.
And I've seen that too, and it's almost as if that extra spark where they know they need to kill something off just really gives them that extra push of energy. And so they finally get something offensively with Beecher as she scores for the Warriors once again. And so score now 2-1. Still in favor of the Senators as Sandoval and Bond will step in for the free position. Draw control. And that one in the middle, controlled by number 12. That's Horan as she passes over to Cozzolino. Cozzolino finds Bond. Bond brings it up and will pass behind the cage and get it back. And they work it out front now as a whistle. And an offside call there as the Warriors had one too many. And so they will be another man down here with that play. And so that results in a green card. And so the Warriors will go to 2 men down now. Ball in the defensive zone and a fresh shot clock here for the Senators. Officials still talking things over, making sure they have it right. Some confusion on the field here as the officials work to get the right amount of players on the field. So Warriors now with 2 men down, and the ball cut in and knocked out by Sandoval as she works to scoop it up and will result in a foul, but outside the arc, and so picked up quickly and worked around to Howell. Howell back out front to Cozzolino, who cuts in now, passes over.
Looks like possibly another foul there.
Yeah, that one called against number 4 for the Warriors, Crawford, as it will result in a free position play. As that one shot wide, but will remain with the Senators. Ball put out in the middle. Picked up by Cozzolino. Cozzolino works it over to Horan. Horan behind the cage now to Howell. Howell tries to pass out front and is picked up by Souls and the Warriors. And she drops that one.
And number 19 and number 9 will be back onto the field after their penalties.
And so the Warriors do kill off the 2-man disadvantage here as they get all their players back. As another foul called here on the Warriors. That one going against number 8, Carly Pace. And the shot over the cage. And will remain with the Senators and Howell behind the net. 22. And so Senators work it back out front now to Cozzolino. Cozzolino over to Couch, who's in for the first time. And she works it over to Horan. Horan brings it out behind the cage. Cuts in front. And backhand and score. And so the Senators regain their 2-goal lead on that one from Angelina Horan.
Still plenty of game left here, though, for the Warriors to come back.
That's right. Only really 10 minutes elapsed here. And the Warriors just need to get something going offensively and really control the ball.
What number for Davis Elkins went in that didn't start?
I believe it was 14. Yeah.
So the Warriors look to regroup here and get back on the field and try to get that second and third, fourth goal here. Seems that they just can't get out of their defensive third here, Will.
And right now the Senators are pressing hard and are playing really aggressive defense. We'll see how long they can keep that up, but the Warriors right now do need to get something going in the offensive zone. And so it'll be Warrior ball as a foul taken on the draw control. And so Sandoval takes it up and will carry into the offensive zone now. She'll pass over to Hawkins, and Hawkins will release over to number 7 for the Warriors as she loses control. That is Skylar Taylor. And they foul there on Angelina Horan. And so ball now moved around. And so ball work to Pfefferkorn. Pfefferkorn brings it behind the cage now. As she's cut off there. And finds Beecher.
Beecher drops it for a moment, but regains possession there.
Left,
Tabitha, spin move, loses control again. Having a hard time keeping it in her stick.
So it looks like, well, they can't quick start it. Like in some other sports, you can quick start it and don't need to wait for a whistle.
I think that depends on the official, though, because even though that was a foul, I thought you could quick start those, Evan. But apparently not, according to the end official, who might not have been on the same page as that side official. But anywho, Beecher at the top of the arc now will control. As she'll bring it up the left side now for the Warriors. And around the cage. Warriors trying to get something going here. Down 2.
Coach really not liking that from Davis and Elks. It looks like.
Yeah, the quick whistle there.
Some argument here on the field. Looks like maybe there was a foul on Amy Pfefferkorn.
Some
yellow card to SWU 10 there, but I'm not completely sure if that was the case there. But we'll restart here. Davis and Elks ball.
The player that was being treated was hit with a shot afterwards. She was actually hit in the face with the ball. But it was a quick whistle as Tabitha Beecher was releasing. And the official out towards us, closest to us, called the yellow card. And called it off the ball.
Not completely sure who he was calling and who he's not calling there, Will.
Well, the officials right now are trying to discuss things, and they are just not on the same page right now, and that can really kill a game.
Looks like they went on spring break a little early this year.
They certainly did, and you know, normally the spring break is for the students. The officials right now. But they've discussed now, and so the Warriors will be a man down. And a turnover here. And a whistle. Results in a free position now for Sandoval.
See if Southern Wesleyan can capitalize on this here.
And so after discussion with the officials, that yellow card really shouldn't have been called, as the player down was hit by the shot and not a stick.
The exact words from the referee, I'm sorry.
And so Sandoval with the free position brings it in.
Shot by SWU,
Picked up by Sandoval now as she loses control on the side of the cage.
turnover SWU, caused by 21,
And is picked up there by Shauna Soika.
22.
And the quick foul there called on Beecher.
23.
And so Soika with the ball. Passes over to Mackenzie Smeagol. As Cozzolino brings it up the field for the Senators. And she'll pass up the left side over to, I believe that is Howell. As Howell passes behind the cage. And now Horn with the ball. Horn passes way out front as it's regathered by Cozzolino. And a turnover as the foul is called on Black 23. And so that one on Selby. As the Warriors 19, Trisha Sands will pick it up.
Looks like Betsy's back on for the Warriors here.
Yeah, the Warriors with that defensive offensive substitution game as they sub in and out her and Starbird.
23.
Ooh, and something interesting going on for the Warriors right here.
Yeah, as Bovey has it and passes out to Beecher. Beecher cutting inside. Shot and score.
Great shot by Tabitha there. As we spoke of earlier, she's one of the leading scorers for the Warriors.
That's right. She had 12 goals coming in today and now has numbers 13 and 14 on the season. She also leads the team in points as well with 13 points. And so the Warriors able to get one back as they now trail 3-2 with 15:43 left in this half.
So I believe that was again on the man disadvantage for Southern Wesleyan that they got a goal.
Yeah, we still have number 10, Pfefferkorn, standing right here in the box as she has not come back in yet. And so the draw control now with Sandoval and Bond.
Warriors might consider just playing with 10 for the rest of the game.
Draw control. SWU 2. Let's stop the clock.
A foul called there
Yellow card.
and will result in a yellow card to number 12. That is Angelina Horan. Has her stick just a little too high. Actually caught a piece of Sandoval in the head there. And so, Warriors make a couple substitutions. And we can see what the Warriors do on the man disadvantage. We'll see what they do on the man advantage here. As that pass over to Cosgrove, who is now in the offensive zone, who passes in the middle, trying to find the cutting number 7, Skylar Taylor, as that one thrown
Interception
away
there by Sandoval. Goes Betsy and score!
And so a quick turn of events here, Evan, as the Warriors down 2, and within a minute, really a minute, get 2 goals back here.
As I said earlier, these lacrosse games go back and forth a lot, so they might be down 2, 3, 4, 5 goals, but nothing safe.
Not at all. That goal there by number 14 today, Betsy Bovey, a Rochester native. Also, I am a Rochester native, Evan, if you did not know that. And so, hometown representing there, doing a great job in scoring.
Yeah, lacrosse a big thing up there in Rochester?
Lacrosse is a pretty big thing up there, actually, Evan, as lacrosse and hockey as well up north with the Great White.
I'm from Maryland myself, and lacrosse is pretty prevalent there as well.
Well, especially with University of Maryland, right?
Yeah, they're top marks there, and there's a university, Salisbury University, and they've won many D3 national championships.
And so that draw control was taken by Sandoval, and the foul there, as Warriors again will make that defensive-offensive substitution between Starbird and Bovey. And so now Beecher with the ball. Passes it over to Bovey in the offensive zone, who cuts in. Double team there, one from the front, one from behind. And so she'll bring it back out and reset. 55 on the shot clock. And it's now Pfefferkorn with the ball. She passes behind the cage to Beecher. Beecher has it. Begins to get double teamed, loses control of it, trying to spin her way out. Will pass up front to Bovey. Bovey checked there, able to cut around her defender, and gets cut off as she gets in the middle. And so she works it over to Taylor. Taylor behind the cage now as Cosgrove brings it in front, and the save there by Baez being fought for. And the netminder for the Senators holds.
Smart work there by Amy. We saw earlier that somebody did something similar, and the ball actually rebounded off the stick into anybody's neutral play there. So
that's true. Warriors wanting to keep a high press here and eventually take the lead as they were down 2 early, got one back, and down 2 again, have now tied it up. And that is Horan who passes it over. As the ball free now, picked up by the keeper for the Warriors. And so she has a missed throw there as it's re-picked up there. That's Horan as she passes over to Baker. Baker double teamed. And the ball now on the ground picked up by Cozzolino.
Now, Will, are you sure where exactly that goalie can go into? I saw she came into that.
She can go anywhere in this defensive zone, Evan, but it's that circle that protects her actually from any offensive players, as they cannot reach in there with a stick or their actual bodies. If they do, that would result in a foul.
Okay. Looks like it might have hit the post there.
It did, as it was actually a foul call there. And so it'll be a free position, but this free position will come from a very awkward angle, as it will be all the way almost on the end line or the goal line there. That foul called on number 26, Jesse Souls. And so Horan will hold for the free position. And she loses control as it's picked up by McDaniel. And so see that circle, that cage, they cannot enter into that. And so that is there to protect her.
Nice little shovel pass to Sandoval behind the net there.
And it's worked up now to Taylor. Taylor passes to Hawkins, who will bring it up as they continue to work around. Ball knocked out of the stick there.
I wonder if that's a delay of game there on 13 for them.
I think that can be called either way at the referee's discretion. As we continue play, Cosgrove now with the offensive zone. Passes behind the cage to Beecher. Beecher left unmarked back there. Cuts out front, loses their defender as she slipped and fell. And now a foul called on the Senators. And so Beecher, the leading scorer for the Warriors, will have a free position going straight on with the netminder for today. And a little bit of,
Maybe blood.
yep,
Not
well,
sure what's
little
going on
scraped
there.
knee there. And she rubs some dirt on it,
There
and
you
it's good to
go.
go.
For them, 8 is coming on for the field, 5 is coming off.
Yeah, the field out there today covered with some of the same turf that normally baseball would use to try and soak up some of the water that's been just coming down here. As that one is shot on a bounce shot. Not very often you see that, but the bounce shot there by Beecher as she gets her third of the day already with the hat trick.
As I spoke of earlier, she is quite impressive. I'm not sure about in the conference where that would put her, but 15 goals, that seems to be a lot to me.
Well, 15 goals in the first 4 games for sure, Evan. As the Warriors now have taken the 4-3 lead, and we'll take a quick timeout up here as there's a timeout on the field. You're listening to Warriors Lacrosse on the SWU Sports Network.
A trip to McAllister's is like visiting a lifelong friend. One who believes the recipe for good times calls for heartfelt conversation over a handcrafted meal. Knows just how you like your tea, always has a refill ready, and welcomes every guest with their favorite food made to order. The kind of friend who is always up for trying something new, and who you can count on for that familiar feeling of home. McAllister's Deli. Great food brings us together.
And so back here at Childs Field with your Warriors now leading the Senators 4-3 after the timeout. The same starters on the field.
Let's go, Harry! You got it, Sky. You got it, Kelsey! Are you, Harry?
And so draw control in the middle with Sandoval and Bond.
She got up quick there. Skylar, a little bit feisty, needs to settle down.
Horn, an aggressive player, as she was actually really thrown down there.
You have a foul for Davis and Elkins 4.
That was 12.
They didn't blow.
And so now Sandoval with the ball up the right side. Picked up by Bond as she cuts back. Finds Taylor. Taylor brings it up. holds. 70 on the shot clock. Finds Pfefferkorn behind the goal.
Actually, that's Jocelyn.
Oh, Cosgrove, my bad. And she cuts out front. Has it knocked out of her stick.
Looks like she was squeezed almost by the defense there.
She had a big triple team there as this one is brought up, going the whole length of the field. Number 21, Mackenzie Smeagol, as she finds
Good save
Horan,
there.
and a good save by McDaniel. Ball out to Bond now. She's cut off there by Sands. And that one. And another good save there by McDaniel. Smart play there. I don't know if you saw that, Evan, but she actually shoveled it to the back of her net to retain possession.
Yeah, kind of what we were speaking about earlier, how those offensive players are not allowed in the circle.
And now we had almost a line change down here for the Warriors. As coming in is number 21, Yo-Yo Echeverria. As Hawkins brings it up now. It's knocked out of her stick. And she's able to pick it up.
Looks like maybe there was an offsides there by 29.
That definitely could have been the call. Her stick came over the line there. As Beecher now with the ball over to Pfefferkorn. As she tries to cut in the middle. There's double team there. And loses control. Picks it back up. Not a lot of time on the shot clock now. It is only 30 seconds. As she cuts in the middle and is chopped down. And so it'll result in a free position play. As Pfefferkorn will take it after the foul on number 4 there, Taylor Baker. And so Pfefferkorn now with the shot and score. And a good shot there right into the low corner from Pfefferkorn.
Goal at the 9:30 mark. And as you saw there, 8 goals within the first about 20 minutes of the game there.
That's right. Warriors have really come back here as they now lead by 2, 5-3 over the Senators.
Something a little new today. The after certain people score, they have some theme music almost. So
Only a couple people have sent in their song requests so far, but I think it is a nice touch as it gives the team a little more of a momentum swing and some amped up energy. The officials talking over
something there.
Something that might have occurred.
Making sure that goal went in, I guess, or something.
And they've talked it over. And so the draw control now. As it is on the ground. And picked up by the Senators. And Bond throws it over. Picked up there by Baker. Baker to Horan. Horan holds down the right side. Passes behind the cage now. That's Shaw back there. Shaw to Horan. As she's picked up as she cuts in front. And a flag. Thrown as the foul will go against the Warriors. And so the free position now is saved there by McDaniel. Having a few technical difficulties up here, but we're back. And so Sandoval now passes over to Beecher, who holds and passes up to Taylor.
Good pass to Taylor there.
As
Trying to
Taylor
fight for it.
bodied off by Cozzolino, who checks down Bovey. And the ball is already brought back up and picked up now by Sandoval. Down here away from the ball, you might not be able to see it, but a few players really getting into it, especially with Taylor. As that pass over to Bovey now.
I feel like lacrosse is a naturally aggressive sport, though.
It is almost the land version of hockey, as there is sticks and a lot of checking going on. As Beecher now controls and cuts in, works her way through about 5 people, but loses control as it's picked up by Cozzolino. As she passes to Bond, and the ball is now brought back up the left side. Bond tries to pass to Shaw, as it's turned over there once again and picked up by number 8 for the Warriors, Carly Pace, who passes to Pfefferkorn.
Pfefferkorn looks around but decides to take it for herself into the offensive third.
Yeah, really just waiting for a team to come and support her now as Bovey has it.
Smart pass by Bovey.
Bovey over to Taylor, who controls back the cage to Cosgrove. And a call now. I believe it'll be an offside call, as Souls just a little too hard on the line. And so it result in an offside turnover.
Not really sure why Souls was over the line there, but maybe just not quite aware what that line was.
Yeah, that's the on-field mentality and awareness that you really have to be sure of. As number 15, Emily Smith, brings it into the offensive zone for the Senators. And she's picked up there by Starbird. Smith over to Bond now, as she holds and finds Cozzolino. Cozzolino the shot and score. As she's able to weave her way through at the 5:34 mark and bring the lead up to only 1 for the Warriors, as they still lead 5-4.
Still plenty of time for this to go one way or the other, or one team to come out.
That's right, as we've seen already in this half, 9 goals. As the Warriors now making another offensive-defensive substitution to bring in Hawkins for Og.
Something to keep in mind is that there is a shot clock for the amount of time they're allowed to have possession in the offensive third, I believe it is, maybe.
No, it's actually when they gain possession at first. They have 90 seconds, even if they have it all the way in their own end, to get it upfield and try and get a shot off.
You see that really coming in hand at the end of the game, I feel, more than the beginning of the game.
Yeah, that's where the endurance of each team will come into play, and whoever is conditioned the best. As Hawkins brings it up, nice and quick, pass in the middle of Cosgrove, as it's actually lost there and picked up by Baez. And so Baez finds Smith, who passes it up to number 14, Couch. And Couch brings it in, as she passes over to Howell. Howell finds Couch in the middle, as picked back up. As she's picked up there twice, and unable to move in the middle. And so Howell now with it, goes back. And then back out to Smith. Smith, top of the arc now, tries to go in. Shot and a save there by McDaniel.
Saved by McDaniel there. 2 years ago, Will, McDaniel was one of the top goal savers in D2, I believe. So
Warriors with the advantage with that for sure. As Sandoval has it. And finds Taylor. Taylor continues to bring it up. Finds Cosgrove. Cosgrove took her eye off the ball a little too early there as she regains and brings it up. And finds Bovey over there in the corner.
with about 4 minutes and change here, Warriors to go up, looking to go up by 2.
Looking to go up by 2 as Beecher controls. Brings it back. Shot just wide. And we have a call here by the officials as a yellow card is handed out to, I believe, number 22. Yes, Shauna Soika.
Free position attempt for SWU. 23.
And so Beecher will have the free position play here at the arc.
Let's go, Tabitha!
Officials still discussing down there.
Most I've ever seen officials discuss before, Will.
Typically, if you make a call, you really just need to be more confident on the field.
I guess you do tend to see that happen.
And the whistle blows as the shot bounced in. Almost kicked in there.
For an own goal. Don't see that too often. Here there goes the Warriors again with that press on the goalie. Seems to maybe have worked there.
It does, as that pass too high and results in a turnover now. And so Cosgrove will have it over on the right side.
Cosgrove looks to take it herself behind the net. Passes it to Pfefferkorn.
Yeah, Pfefferkorn holds, cuts out front. It's cut off, picked up by Cosgrove. But a whistle blown there. As
Pfefferkorn took a shot to the head, it looked like. But no yellow card awarded. Free position for Pfefferkorn.
kind of from that odd angle again. And so we'll see what the Warriors can come up with, as looks like they have a set play.
Come on, Trish!
As Trisha Sand scores, and just as I just said, Evan, a set play there from the Warriors as they do regain their 2-goal lead.
That'd be number 16 for...
No, that's Sands.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. That's Sands with her first of the day.
And another timeout taken now. By the Senators, and so we will take one too. You're listening to Warriors Lacrosse on the SWU Sports Network.
A trip to McAllister's is like visiting a lifelong friend. One who believes the recipe for good times calls for heartfelt conversation over a handcrafted meal. Knows just how you like your tea. Always has a refill ready. And welcomes every guest with their favorite food made to order. The kind of friend who is always up for trying something new. And who you can count on for that familiar feeling of home. McAllister's Deli. Great food brings us together.
And so back after the timeout. Sandoval and Bond in the middle for the draw control. And will be picked up by Horn. Horn finds Baker. Baker to Bond. Bond looked for Smith as that's picked up by Souls with the long pass to Beecher.
It's got to be frustrating there for Beecher. She really had something to look going there. But
Yeah,
the
but
referee whistled anyway.
Yeah, the double team there and the foul from behind. And it's really just dangerous playing, keeping a consistent game now for the officials. As Hawkins holds it over on the right side now. She holds, controls down that right side. Looks, finds Pfefferkorn behind the goal. As she finds Hawkins now. Over to Beecher. Beecher cuts in. The shot goes wide. And will be picked up
by Yo-Yo.
That's right. Yo-Yo Echeverria.
Ooh.
As the lacrosse type alley-oop. As that pass from Pfefferkorn looked for Beecher. 20 on the shot clock now. They don't have a lot of time. They really got to make something happen here.
About a minute and change left as well, so it looks like this may be their last position in the offensive half, unless they can get something going here.
And the shot there, as it will be against the Warriors, that foul. And Evan, as you said, we're in the last minute here of play. As the Senators trying to give one last push now. As Horn holds, tries to cut in. Shot and scored.
Senators really quickly there went from their defensive half to offensive half. It only took about 4 or 5 passes.
Yeah, able to just work their way up the field there and get one back before halftime here. As they now trail by 1, 6-5.
Got to give credit there to the Senators not giving up there in the last waning seconds. The draw between 1. Interestingly enough, down here, it looks like the Davis and Elk coach is giving a tutorial to the referee. We'll see how that works out for him later.
Well, we'll see what both teams will do here with a minute and change, minute 4. And so the draw control now. Is gathered by Sandoval at first. It's on the ground now. As Taylor taken out from behind there. And so Taylor takes it. And will now move, find Sandoval. Back to Taylor. Taylor up the right side. Will get double teamed over there. As she's able to work her way around, find Beecher. 24 remaining. As she works her way around the cage. She's cut off there.
Stop the clock. He didn't say X until right now. He just did.
And so a foul now will result in a free position play with Pfefferkorn. And 9 seconds on the clock.
Come on, Amy.
As the shot goes wide. And that's the horn here for the half. Your Warriors lead the Davis and Elkins Senators 6-5. We'll be back with more lacrosse after halftime. You're listening to Warriors Lacrosse on the SWU Sports Network.
When we travel, we expect to be uncomfortable. We long for the security and the comfort of home. But here at Best Western, we focus on providing you with the most ample accommodations imaginable. We want to be your home away from home. Your security and comfort when the road is long. We want to gather and build friendships and families, strengthen community, and sustain athleticism. Here, we celebrate fun, hard work, and enjoy the wonderful world around us. Here, we want your downtime to be just as amazing as your game time. And finally, when it's time to leave, we hope
Wake up and focus. I wonder if you ever considered that you only have one life to live. I wonder if you have the courage to be exactly who you were called to be. I wonder if you understand that you can do anything if only you believe it. I wonder if anyone told you that you can be a leader, a trendsetter, the innovator of that brand new whatever that's not here yet, but that's only because you didn't introduce it yet. I wonder if you realize that your life's purpose is bigger than you and that it's ready to be awakened and make its mark in history. Are you awake yet? But what if there's a place for you? A place where you can dream higher, dream bigger, where your dreams and your future collide with God's vision and direction, where thinking and doing go hand in hand with innovation, where professors are more like mentors and guides, where generosity is contagious, and if you catch it, you might just change the world, y'all. There is a place where real faith-filled community allows you to know and be fully known, where faith is filled to the brim, so full it can wash away your doubts, where servant leaders of the next generation are grown, where your story can be written and change the course of history. In that place, Southern Wesleyan University. So it's time to wake up. You only have one life to live, because this is not a drill. This is not about cliches, shallow taglines, or some inspirational quote for you to tweet, snap, pin, or post. No, this is where snooze buttons are frozen, alarm clocks are broken, where feet hit the floor because dreams are now woken. This is it. Awaken your dreams. Awaken your soul. Awaken your purpose. This, Southern Wesleyan University. Wake up and focus. I wonder if you ever considered that you only have one life to live. I wonder if you have the courage to be exactly who you were called to be. I wonder if you understand that you can do anything if only you believe it. I wonder if anyone told you that you can be a leader, a trendsetter, the innovator of that brand new whatever that's not here yet, but that's only because you didn't introduce it yet. I wonder if you realize that your life's purpose is bigger than you and that it's ready to be awakened and make its mark in history. Are you awake yet? But what if there's a place for you? A place where you can dream higher, dream bigger, where your dreams and your future collide with God's vision and direction, where thinking and doing go hand in hand with innovation, where professors are more like mentors and guides, where generosity is contagious. And if you catch it, you might just change the world, y'all. There is a place where real faith-filled community allows you to know and be fully known, where faith is filled to the brim, so full it can wash away your doubts, where servant leaders of the next generation are grown, where your story can be written and change the course of history. In that place, Southern Wesleyan University. So it's time to wake up. You only have one life to live, because this is not a drill. This is not about cliches, shallow taglines, or some inspirational quote for you to tweet, snap, pin, or post. No, this is where snooze buttons are frozen, alarm clocks are broken, where feet hit the floor because dreams are now woken. This is it. Awaken your dreams. Awaken your soul. Awaken your purpose. This, Southern Wesleyan University.
We are back here with some second half action. A substitution now, actually, coming late as a goaltender change. We'll bring in number 32, Stacy Marshland, a freshman from Naples, Florida.
Wouldn't be too concerned, though, either one way or the other. Still really early in the season. So you definitely see some switches here and again. And as we spoke about earlier, this is a non-conference matchup. So they could be trying to get some different looks. But looks like Sandoval's ready for the face-off.
And that one controlled now by Horan. Horan up the left side now into the offensive zone, as she holds and finds Bond. Bond out top now to Baker, as Baker back to Horan. Horan around back now. Finds Shaw back there, who passes over to Bond, who worked her way across, as she shoots. And a save there by McDaniel. And so she will look over and find Carly Pace, who will bring it out of the defensive zone and lose possession. And try and scoop it back up, as it's actually picked up there by Cosolino. And a foul call there by the official will result in Warrior ball. And so Taylor now with it, as she looks over, finds Bovey, who brings it up into the offensive zone. With some speed now, brings it around back of the cage. Cuts all the way around. And finds Sands out front.
Sands looking for her second goal of the match.
As she passes over to
And a great score there by Kelsey Hawkins, number 9.
That was just great ball movement there by the Warriors from Beecher to the cutting Hawkins as she picks up her first of the match.
Looked like another one of those set plays there, Will.
Yeah, that definitely was one of their set plays, Evan, as you said, as working the ball around top and kind of just distracting the defense a little bit with all the moving parts to find Hawkins in the middle. And so the Warriors now up 7-5 with 28-18 remaining in this contest. And so the Warriors regain their 2-goal lead off a very nice set play there in the offensive zone from Beecher and Hawkins. And so Sandoval will step in with Smith for the draw control. As it's now picked up by Sandoval, who passes up. And Taylor's able to gain control as she's loses her footing and is able to get back up and bring it up.
Very tough there.
Yeah, tough play. Field is slippery, still wet, recovering from all the rain we've had here lately. As Cosgrove has it over to Pfefferkorn, who brings it around the cage and is checked in the side of the head.
You got to wonder if that has to be a yellow card there.
That definitely will be on. We'll see what the number is.
Number 8 there?
I believe so, Evan. Number 8, Hallie Forand. Or Haley Forand. But a free position play now from, again, another tough angle. We'll see what the Warriors do here on the man advantage. Earlier with the man advantage, they were able to score. And they also scored on the man disadvantage, too. So both sides of the ball.
Decides to take it herself and score. Good score there by Pfefferkorn.
Actually, Evan, it's Pfefferkorn as the P. The P is silent like pterodactyl. The P is silent.
Is there a P in pterodactyl? Is there really?
Yeah, I'm not.
It's invisible too.
Well, Will, I'm not one for words, but.
Well, there you go. There's your
Word of the
vocab.
day.
There's your word of the day. Pterodactyl with a silent P. Just like Pfefferkorn with a silent P. And so the Warriors now up 8-5. 28:05 here remaining in this one. As Sandoval and Smith step in. And the ball on the ground controlled by Taylor as she'll bring it up into the offensive zone.
Warriors looking to quickly get goal number 9 on the day.
Yeah, looking to put this one away. Is that pass out front to Bovey?
Oh.
And a great goal there as she had a great cut and a great pass there.
I believe that's her second on the day.
That is her second on the day.
They score in bunches.
They really do, as the Rochester native puts that one away and now gives the Warriors a 9-5 lead over the Senators.
The Warriors tend to score between 9, 10, 11 goals a game, so they could go over that today easily.
Well, with a lot of time remaining in this one, we will definitely see their offensive talents now being put to use as they're able to create something early in this half.
Let's go, Blue!
And so Sandoval and Bond will be in the circle now for the draw control. As Sandoval able to control that one out of the air. Brings it up the left side and passes up to Pfefferkorn. Pfefferkorn, our latest McAllister's Athlete of the Week, as she already has a hat trick today and a few assists now as well. As she passes over to Pfefferkorn, who finds Cosgrove behind the cage, as that one is now controlled by the new netminder, Marcelin, for the Senators. Some more defensive substitutions here.
Warriors doing a great job so far this half. Controlling the tempo.
Yeah, they've really taken this one into their own hands. As this is Smith now cutting across the top of the field, who will pass over to Baker. Baker over to Cozzolino.
You got to wonder if they keep this going for the next 6, 7, 8 minutes. Or get a few more if this will be all but had.
Well, we'll see the response here.
Oh.
As Cozzolino able to get a goal back there for the Senators. And so we'll just have to see what happens here, as that was a quick response there after a quick 3 goals put up by the Warriors. And so a timeout will be taken now from head coach for the Warriors, as they'll talk things over and just sort of settle things down here and regain control. We'll be back and more after this break.
When we travel, we expect to be uncomfortable. We long for the security and the comfort of home. But here at Best Western, we focus on providing you with the most ample accommodations imaginable. We want to be your home away from home. Your security and comfort when the road is long. We want to gather and build friendships and families, strengthen community, and sustain athleticism. Here, we celebrate fun, hard work, and enjoy the wonderful world around us. Here, we want your downtime to be just as amazing as your game time. And finally, when it's time to leave, we hope you'll want to stay.
And so after the timeout, the draw control now. Sandoval stands in for the Warriors against Bond. As it's on the ground now, taken by Sandoval. As she'll bring it in and runs over Cozzolino. But the ball remains with the Warriors as she finds Beecher. Beecher passes back out top.
Ooh, way to avoid
Taylor.
that swipe there, Taylor.
Yeah, the man coming from behind is Cosgrove. Puts it wide on the shot, but will be picked up there by Pfefferkorn. Pfefferkorn finds Beecher on the cut, as she is taken down hard on the cut from behind the net. And so a free position play now as that foul goes against number 1 for the Senators, Sarah Zapata. And so Beecher now shoots. And again, that bounce shot.
Unable to connect on that one, but still a very good shot.
As the save there was made by Marcelin. And so she passes it out, and now Smith has it in the midfield. She passes it up to Horan. As Horan cuts in on Sandoval. And the shot is wide. As a fight is about to start on the field there.
Very intense here today, and it's not even a conference game. Well, the weather is getting mildly warmer.
Things definitely heating up here.
We'll step away for a second, come back with the call.
When we travel, we expect to be uncomfortable. We long for the security and the comfort of home. But here at Best Western, we focus on providing you with the most ample accommodations imaginable. We want to be your home away from home. Your security and comfort when the road is long. We want to gather and build friendships and families, strengthen community, and sustain athleticism. Here, we celebrate fun, hard work, and enjoy the wonderful world around us. Here, we want your downtime to be just as amazing as your game time. And finally, when it's time to leave, we hope you'll want to stay.
And so after all the discussion, it'll result in a free position play here for Horan as the foul was on Sandoval. And the shot in is scored by Horan.
Extreme reaction there by Davis and Elks. The girl actually threw her stick afterwards. I'm not sure if that will end up being a foul, but it looks like we're going to play on.
Well, a new rule is you're actually allowed to throw your stick down after a goal, but that one a little aggressive as she actually
threw it at a
player. Kind of.
Yeah.
Not right down. You're supposed to throw it right down at the ground afterwards.
Uh-huh.
She more
launched it.
Like
javelin.
almost like a bat flip in baseball after a home run.
You gotta wonder if there's going to end up being some more retaliation because of that.
Well, I'm sure things are just getting started here as we still have 25 and a half to play in this contest. Things are just getting started. And so score now 9-7 in favor of the Warriors as Bond and Sandoval step in. Ball on the ground as stick over the top results in a foul on Sandoval. And so Bond takes it up. Chased down now.
Warriors are going to have to look to kill the momentum here for Davis. Just when we thought it up by 4, they'll be only up by 1. Oh.
As that one a no goal as she was in the crease.
So again, that crease comes into play, Will. We're speaking about how they cannot enter that crease there.
That's right, and she did. And so the call there, as Taylor now triple teamed, is given off to Sandoval. And so the no goal, Warriors still lead 9-7. As Bovey now for the Warriors controls and brings it around behind. Almost like their last set play they had. As she looks for the pass over to Pfefferkorn, lose control as it's picked up by Cozzolino, who is
good check
knocked over there.
Sandoval.
That's right. As Cosgrove has it now. And a foul.
It looks like to be a common foul, so no card.
That one on Shauna Soika as Cosgrove brings it in. And a save there as she was actually hit in the head. And another yellow card will result from this. On number 10 for the Senators, that'll be Hannah Bond.
A lot of yellows today. I'd be curious to see just how many. I think there's been 6, 7.
6 or 7 so far. I'm not quite sure what the rule is, if it's the same as a sport like soccer where you get 2 and you're done. So we'll certainly have to see with the amount of people there that have them who might pick up a second possibly.
Though, if I remember correctly, they are out of the contest if they get 2 yellows. But they're still able, the team is still able to have the appropriate amount of players on the field. Whereas in soccer, you have to go down a man or down another man.
Well, you see, this is an interesting play here now for the Warriors as the false start resulted in the Senators having to take a man out. Cosgrove actually loses possession there in the middle as it's now picked up. So almost a missed opportunity there for the Warriors. As Smith brings it into the offensive zone now, facing off against Ogg. And now Cozzolino has control. Warriors still a man up right now. Oof. As that one goes against Sandoval. Still outside the arc, so no free position. And so they're able to double team here on Cozzolino. As now Baker with it, passes in the middle. And a save there by McDaniel.
Save by McDaniel there. I didn't even see that one.
That was a tough one there. She was able to slide across the crease. And now Sandoval with it. Warriors still have the man advantage if they want to work it up here quick. As Souls now controls, going up the left side. And she finds Pfefferkorn as it's long, but now going up is Trisha Sands as she is unable to beat out number 1, who turns it over out of bounds.
You wonder if there was some sort of strategy there to maybe throw it into a certain area and see if a one-on-one would work the best there.
That definitely could be a possibility now, as number 10, Hannah Bond, still sits over here in the box. As Taylor controls, throws across the crease now, as number 10, Pfefferkorn, brings it in, and the foul is called once again on Shauna Soika. And so Pfefferkorn already has a free position goal today, Evan. And she'll look here for her second one. And the shot scores.
You called it there, Will. So SWU will be up 10-7. And maybe, just maybe, SWU has rode that slight wave there by Davis and Elks.
I think they certainly have. They've really just fought through that almost momentum swing and come back and scored a goal of their own now. So we'll see what happens with 22-12 remaining and what physicality may result and what goals are still to come.
I just want to make sure when I hit escape, I thought it went through. You got it, Harry! You got it, Sky! You got it, Kelsey! All you, Harry! Let's go, Blue!
Sandoval and Bond in the middle. Draw control. As a couple players go down there. As it's actually a foul on Davis and Elkins, number 10, who is still down and in some pain right now. And we're going to take a quick break as she gets treated. You're listening to Warrior Lacrosse on the SWU Sports Network.
When we travel, we expect to be uncomfortable.
The NCCAA mission states, "We are committed to equipping student athletes and coaches to make a positive impact for Christ." Equipping student athletes and coaches involves the creation and distribution of tools and resources needed for a particular purpose. We promote outreach and ministry for the enhancement of athletic competition with a Christian perspective. One tool is Game Plan for Life, a character initiative to promote the biblical characteristics of love, integrity, faith, and excellence. Equipping student athletes with a game plan will remain with them throughout their entire lives.
We're back here after the medical timeout, as Bond was able to walk off on her own power. And with it now is number 4, Baker, who cuts inside. Shot. And the save there by McDaniel after the shot. And so Sandoval brings it up. And with the long pass, finds Yo-Yo Echeverria, but the foul is called back with Sandoval.
So is there a foul called on that?
Yeah, that was a foul on their 10 or 5.
No, on like when
And so Taylor now with it. Works it across the field now to Hawkins. Hawkins holds. Brings it into the offensive zone.
But I think 2 of our girls ran into her almost at the same time.
And now all the way behind the cage. 40 on the shot clock now.
She did fall, yeah.
As she's picked up there by number 1 for the Senators after she passes to Beecher.
Warriors looking for that number 11 goal to stick them back up by 4 here.
Their largest lead of the day was 4, as Senators responded with 2 of their own, but Warriors now up. After that, Beecher down. She got leveled. She got leveled to the left of the cage. As
they're going to have another injury timeout here.
She is down and hurt. This is not good for the Warriors, as she is their leading scorer with 3 goals today already. And so we will actually take another timeout here as well in the box. You're listening to Warrior Lacrosse on the SWU Sports. Oh. And she's back up on her feet, actually, already. Might have just had the wind knocked out of her. And so she's able to walk off right now in her own power.
A little tough play there. I think I'd still be on the ground, Will.
Yeah, she really did get hit hard there. And so now, Cozzolino passes up, and now Smith with it. Unable to get around Souls.
Good defensive play there by Souls. It looked like Cozzolino was just going to run right to the net there for a second.
Almost, but that pass actually picked off by Sandoval. As Carly Pace able to pick that one up, but is fouled. And so she will have the ball. Pace now over to Sandoval. Sandoval going up the left now. As Hyrie all the way across the field now. As Pace looking to pick it up. But picked up by Smith, who passes to the middle of Cozzolino, who brings it up into the offensive zone. And unable to connect there. And is now picked up by Crawford, who gives it to McDaniel. McDaniel holds right now, looking for the Warriors to reset here. And will pass up to Cosgrove, who does not make the catch. But now does retain possession off the ground ball. Ball on the ground as it was knocked out of her stick. And Cosgrove covers. And so ball now to Cozzolino. Cozzolino brings it up. And now over to Baker. Baker back to Cozzolino. Just under 18 here remaining. As Warriors still up 10-7. Horn brings it in the middle.
So we're going to have another stoppage here for a possible foul.
And a foul call. We'll see who it's on. It'll be Horan with the free position, as the call was on number 4, Madeline Crawford. And so Horan looking for another free position goal today.
Let's go, Mick!
She stands in. And the shot off the crossbar. And Smith able to pick it up for the Senators, who gives it right to 13, but the save there by McDaniel.
Stop the clock. Kelsey has a yellow card.
As a yellow given to number 9 for a dangerous play.
Honestly, though, Will, I've been seeing plays like that all day, so I'm wondering if the referees are starting to tighten up a little bit.
As we said earlier, I believe that might be her second, and so there might not be a red per se, just a penalty, at least called against the Warriors. But so they will be on the man disadvantage once again. They already have a goal today, as they've been able to kill off a few of them. And Horan with the ball as everyone's slipping down there. But the ball in the middle goes over the top.
Shot just way too high there.
That was Cozzolino who cut in the middle. As you see some of the orange patches, it's that same turfus as they use on the baseball fields to try and soak up some of the water that's been puddling up down there. So players easily able to lose their footing. As that shot there, saved by McDaniel.
Well, and we've just seen throughout this game that the playing conditions have become much better than they were even this morning.
Oh, for sure. I mean, with the sun out, and it's a great day. It's a little windy, but definitely temperatures increasing here as of late, as the rain has sort of subsided later this week. And that pass was tipped away but picked up by Pfefferkorn, who will now bring it into the offensive zone for the Warriors. 58 on the shot clock. She's down the right side. And a big note for the Warriors right now is they still have Beecher on the sideline. Taylor with the ball as she brings it back. And now pass to Cosgrove as the shot from Sands goes wide.
To the left there.
But there will be a foul call and a yellow card on Sands for a dangerous follow-through.
I think she was just shooting there, but I'm not the referee there, Will.
Yeah, neither of us wearing the black and white stripes down there on the field. And so ball now remains with the Senators. And the Warriors now with 2 down. They had this earlier in the game, Evan, with they had 2 men down.
So that looks like maybe that will be number 19's second yellow of the game.
And I believe they just said that she is done for the rest of the game as well.
But as I spoke about earlier, once the 2 minutes elapses, they are able to stick the man back on.
Just not her.
Just not her. But Tricia did have a score on the day.
She did, and that could result in a big turn of events here as the Warriors with 2 men down now, trying to keep their 3-goal lead over the Senators. As that one now results in a free position play there for number 13 and the Senators. That's Kathleen Shaw. Foul is on number 26, Jessie Souls, for the Warriors.
So it sounds like there's about 40 seconds with 2 men down at least. Someone will be coming in at 2. Oh. So there'll be a goal. Davis and Elkins taking advantage of being up 2 men on the field.
And with the result of that goal, that will bring 1 player back on as Hawkins steps back. And that will actually be the end of the 2-minute penalty as well. As Sands got up for a minute.
So with about 15 left to play here, SWU's still up by 2.
And they have now brought back in Tabitha Beecher, who has 3 goals on the day, looking to get another here. Warriors definitely need to look for her and her team leadership as she leads the team in goals to keep the lead here and come out with a big win today.
Let's go, SWU! Let's go, Harry, let's go! Let's go, Kelsey! You got it, Harry!
And the draw position, draw control, is now, will now be Warrior ball.
It's like an illegal check there.
Yeah, kind of a slash down on the stick there from Horan, who's played rather aggressively today. Hawkins cuts back there.
Got about 4 ladies around her.
Yeah, she's being triple teamed there as she gets it to Bovey. Bovey holds, finds Taylor in the middle.
Pass.
A great pass there as Taylor comes in. And a stick check there on Cozzolino. And so the pick play there as Beecher has it now. Back out to Taylor, who holds, finds Hawkins. And a stick check there again. And so remains Warrior ball, 38 on the shot clock. Beecher now behind the cage. Cuts one way, goes back, shoots and scores from the odd angle as Beecher picks up her 4th of the day, putting it, I don't know if you could get it any more top corner than that.
That was quite impressive there. That was a lot of skill there.
A lot of skill by the sophomore out there on the field. And she picks up her 4th of the day, giving the Warriors the 3-goal lead once again as they now lead 11-8 over the Senators.
At the 13:59 mark here, just a little bit less than 14 to go. Warriors up by 3 yet again.
A notable substitution as Hannah Bond comes in for Cozzolino. Cozzolino been a big driving force of the Senators' efforts today as she comes out right now.
Looks like maybe some blood again.
And so the Senators able to control now with Smith in the offensive zone as she finds, she's able to find number 13, Shaw, who shoots and scores. And so a quick response there from the Senators as they now only trail by 2.
As you spoke about earlier, it just seems to be going back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. So hopefully at the end of the day, the Warriors will be up by 1 because that's all that really matters, Will.
That's all you need is that 1-goal lead, and a win is a win no matter how you get it. And so with that, and just under half of this half to play, she said 13:52 left, the Warriors now, we'll see what type of strategy they play, whether they keep on the attack or if they have more of a defensive strategy to this one. As Sandoval and Baker step into the draw position. And draw control. covered by the Senators, and so a foul call there as Sandoval able to bring it up into the offensive zone, who passes on to Hawkins. Hawkins holds. Plenty of time on the shot clock, finds Beecher. Beecher now finds an open lane, cuts in, gets cut off there as she holds now behind the cage. Warriors most likely to take as much time as they can as she cuts in, cuts back, loses some control.
Looks like she got bopped there on the shoulder.
Yeah, and they call that foul there as it will go on number 23, I believe, Jewel Selby. And the shot in, going for that top corner again, but a save there by Marcelin. And so with the ball on the ground, players losing their footing over there will result in Senator ball. And so Bond now with the ball at midfield. Pass knocked down by Taylor as it's still being fought for on the ground. And picked up by Shaw. Shaw over to Baker. Baker brings it into the offensive zone now as she passes over to Horan.
Good shot, but good save.
Good shot, but a better save there by McDaniel on Smith. As the ball comes out to Baker, who is able to cut in the middle, shoot, and score.
It's a decent shot there. It looked like it almost hit the crossbar and went right in.
It's definitely a tough save. It doesn't matter how good you are in that crease, as that was just a rocket shot. And possibly a timeout taken here by the Senators. And so we will take one as well. You're listening to Warriors Lacrosse on the SWU Sports Network.
When we travel, we expect to be uncomfortable. We long for the security and the comfort of home. But here at Best Western, we focus on providing you with the most ample accommodations imaginable. We want to be your home away from home. Your security and comfort when the road is long. We want to gather and build friendships and families, strengthen community and sustain athleticism. Here, we celebrate fun, hard work, and enjoy the wonderful world around us. Here, we want your downtime to be just as amazing as your game time. And finally, when it's time to leave, we hope you'll want to stay.
And so back here at Childs Field, score now 11-10 in favor of the Warriors still, as they now only lead by one. A quick 2 goals have been scored by the Senators, as we have 12 minutes even to play in this one.
Though that's kind of been the ebb and flow of the game. The Warriors have always seemed to be on top here, but they go down, they get a little closer, they go down. So we'll see if they can keep it going here.
That's right. Is Sandoval able to take that one, but the pass intercepted there by Smith, who brings it up. And now Baker, top of the arc. As ball there on the ground, but it was covered, and so will stay with the Senators. Smith now with it, passes out to Horan. And the shot and score.
Well, we got a game on our hands now, Will.
That's right, scoring out tied 11 apiece. As that one from Horan.
Just below 11 minutes to go.
That's right, 10:59 here. As the Warriors looking to pick things up now offensively after being up by 3, 4 at the most this half. And now the game is once again tied. And so it'll be Sandoval and Baker in the draw control. Draw control. Foul was called on Skylar Taylor. And so the Senators will have possession here with Horan. Ball worked up the right side now to Smith. As she holds over on the right side, passes way out to Horan now. Who finds Couch. Couch cut off as she works it around front and scores. And so after being down by 4 at the most this half and down 3, the Senators have now taken the lead 12-11 with 10:18 left in this half.
Warriors going to look to regroup here. Still a much winnable game here. And as we've seen, it's gone down 4-5. The other team's gone up a couple here.
As you said, Evan, this game really does ebb and flow back and forth. It doesn't matter how much you're up by. You are never safe in this contest. As Sandoval and Baker now step in. Draw control there. Still on the ground, being fought for. As number 15, that is Emily Smith, is down right now. Looking to regain herself here, and so she'll control. Just a regular foul call there. And so ball passed over to Horan now. As the ball's worked around the cage now. That is 13 Shaw. Shaw out to Baker. Baker with a lane.
Looks like maybe a free position here.
We'll see who it's called on. As it's called on number 8, Carly Pace. And so Baker brings it in, shoots and scores. And so with that, Taylor Baker gets one for the Senators, and now they take a 2-goal lead here as they lead 13-11. With 9:47 left in this contest. A defensive substitution brings in number 5, Destiny Gurley, a freshman from Summerville, South Carolina, for the Warriors.
Number 5 came in for the Warriors.
Draw control there. Picked up by Horan. Almost, as it's still on the ground being fought for. And the foul there. As pass up to Smith now. As she finds Baker. Baker unable to connect on that pass, and so it's picked up by Cozzolino. Cozzolino finds Horn in the offensive zone.
Warriors need to really hold their own here and regain possession. Time hasn't quite become a factor because we've seen they can score very quickly, but you don't want to be down for too much longer.
And so with that, a flag pulled will result in a free position play. That one going against number 4 for the Warriors, Madeline Crawford. As Baker cuts in. And the shot and score. And that is number 14, Courtney Couch.
So now with the Warriors down by 3, they really need to crank things up and get it going.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised here if head coach Lindsey Snyder would take a timeout, possibly.
You gotta wonder how much that one person having to exit the contest really affected dynamic there.
Yeah, number 19, Trisha Sands, with 2 yellows on the day. Now on the sideline. As Sandoval and Baker step in. Warriors right now having trouble off the draw control, really gaining possession. As on the outside of the circle, they do bring in Beecher. As that control is taken by Baker. As that one is called against Sandoval.
Just mildly aggressive there.
And so pass to Couch in the offensive zone now as she finds Horan. .8:15 left in this contest. Warriors down 3. Horan holds. Ball is being worked around here by the Senators as it comes out now to Cozzolino. Cozzolino over to Baker. as the ball's knocked out there, but a foul call will be outside the arc and will not be a free position. So with the clock stopped, and so Coslino now with the ball. Passes back to Baker. And a yellow card after that. 2 fouls in a row on Sandoval. Her first yellow of the day. And so Warriors will go a man down here with 7:19 left. Down by 3. And so ball outside the arc now. As it's worked around and goes wide. And now a yellow card on number 4, Baker, for the Senators.
I believe that may be her second today.
We'll have to see. She's taking a slow walk off. And so Warriors no longer a man down. Will have possession. Been a while since they have. With 7:11 left in this one. And the officials have not signaled that it was her second, and so she will also remain in this game. As Warriors will look to bring it up quick here to get one of the 3 goals back that they need. And so Cosgrove now bringing it up. Has it knocked away by Horan. And so Horan now picked up by Souls. Cut off. Good defense there by Souls. As the ball to Smith. As she is knocked down and run over by Taylor, who gets a yellow card. And so Warriors now back to being a man down here. After Taylor picks up that foul.
CP, you got 2.
Good slash there. Looks like another foul.
And it will be a free position play there. As the foul against number 26, Souls. And so Horan with yet another free position play. Last one she rang off the crossbar. And the shot there, saved
Good
by
save to keep the
McDaniel.
Warriors in this one, Will.
That was a good save to keep them in this. They really need to retain possession here. A man down.
Starbird, you're open. Look.
As a pass into the middle there. Good catch by Bovey, who brings it up in the middle. Able to find Cosgrove over on that left side. Cosgrove, pass to Starbird. Starbird up to Beecher now. Warriors 55 on the shot clock. 5.5 remaining in this contest as Beecher finds Peppercorn. Now behind the net, brings it out front. Cut off there. As she tries to cut into the middle. And the foul will be called on Pfefferkorn. Pfefferkorn. And so with that, Senators will have possession once again as that pass picked up there. And so now Smith has it, cuts in, shoots, and scores.
So I'm pretty sure for Davis and Elks, that's going to be 6 unanswered goals.
Yeah, well, possibly more than that. They were down 3 at one point, so this might be 7 unanswered goals. Warriors trying to just find something offensively as they haven't been able to come up with possession from the draw control and get a stop defensively either.
You really just got to wonder if they're a little bit tired by this point, seeing as how physical it was at the beginning.
And they'll make a change in the draw control as Beecher will step in on Baker. And so a good possession there as Sandoval has it. And the foul called on Cozzolino. And so possession stays with the Warriors and Sandoval. And a goal there by 23 Beecher.
So the Warriors trying to crawl back in this game here with about 4 and some change left. Definitely a boost there. It's going to be an interesting one here the last few minutes. We have seen that the Warriors can score in bunches, so all is not lost, but definitely will be an uphill battle here for the rest of the game.
And so with the Warriors down by 3 now, 4:25 remaining. As you said, Evan, they do score in bunches. If we've seen them score couple goals within minutes, and so very likely that it could happen again here as Beecher steps back in for the draw control now.
I feel like at this point, though, it's just one at a time. You don't want to think about that end goal yet.
That's right.
Going to play on here. This is where that shot clock can come in handy at the end of the game when Davis and Elks is trying to ice that game.
You can take a minute and a half off the clock with possession here. And so Warriors screaming from their bench to pressure to try and get a turnover here or force a shot. And now Baker with it at the top of the circle, cuts in. And will result in a free position play. As the foul goes against number 7 for the Warriors, that is Skylar Taylor.
Come on, Mick.
And the save there by McDaniel as it's picked up again.
Could end up being the save of the game here if all goes well for the Warriors here.
That's right. 3:35 left.
Warriors feeling the urgency here.
10 on the shot clock now. They really need to either get a shot off or something. As that one, a save, but a foul called there.
Good job, Maddie. Good job, Matt.
And so there will be a free position. It'll be offsetting fouls. And so with offsetting fouls, the Senators will retain possession with a fresh shot clock now. 2:46. Warriors down by 3. They really need to pressure here and get the ball back. Officials talking things over.
Some arguing here back and forth, and yet again the officials huddling up, possibly discussing lunch plans, not sure.
McAllister's Deli, always a good option as they are a sponsor of SWU.
Well, their mac and cheese is definitely to die for.
Have you had their spuds?
I usually stay away from that.
I had one the other day, and I have to tell you, I did not think that it would be that big.
It was pretty large?
It was a huge potato.
Man, I might have to take a look at that. I usually go sandwich.
I do like a good sandwich every now and then. Their chicken Caesar wrap has always been a favorite of mine.
Oh, yes. Their Italian sandwich, definitely a must. Usually that and a plate of mac and cheese will do me good. I think if you sign up for their birthday plan or whatever, you get a free cookie as well. So
Really?
Yeah.
I might have to do that. My birthday is actually coming up this month, Evan.
There you go.
Go and get my free cookie from McAllister's.
Now those are good.
Yeah, you want to talk about a good cookie?
That's
you
a
either go
good
to
cookie
you either go to McAllister's or you go to Insomnia Cookies.
No, I'd take McAllister's. So we're going to count to 10, and we'll get going.
Evan, I believe they're just going to bring the shot clock down to 10.
Oh, okay.
You can count to 10 too if you'd like, but they're just going to bring the shot clock down to 10 on the field. And give the Senators the ball here with 10 on the shot clock. And Couch cuts in, gets a shot, but it goes high and wide. No turnover results.
And it looks like a turnover.
A turnover now off the shot clock violation.
Now that does not stop the clock, though, so the Warriors better get going.
That's right,
here.
that does not stop our clock. And so 2.5 here, just under to play. Sandoval bringing it up that left side. She'll really need to hustle with the Warriors down 3. She puts a big one up to Hawkins as that will go out of bounds and be Senator ball with 90 on the shot clock now. And so Warriors will have to put some high pressure on here as a foul once again is called.
With just under 2 minutes to go. You got to think a miracle's almost got to happen by this point.
That's very true as Couch brings it into the offensive zone now. Over to Horan. Horn brings it around the back of the cage. As pass in the middle.
The ball on the ground
is
picked up.
A foul now, and will be picked up by the Warriors. 1:22
minute.
left. Down by 3, and so Cosgrove holds. And McDaniel now. And you'll have to think that this one might just be over with a minute left, down by 3. And so with a minute 3 left in this one, Warriors down 3, a timeout taken as the Senators have possession. You'll have to think that this hard-fought contest by both teams will come to a close with this score conclusion unless something very drastic does happen.
I've seen drastic things happen before, but I don't know about this one.
Yeah,
We'll see, though.
3 goals in a minute 3 is never impossible in this game.
So we'll step away for a second and bring you the conclusion.
You're listening to Warriors Lacrosse on the SWU Sports Network. And so back after the timeout now. I believe it'll be Senator ball.
Now with the match IDs, they do not go live until right before RG.
With a minute 3 left on the game clock here.
Basically, they're having problems with live stats. Oh, okay. And they're not.
And the Warriors down 3.
Something with Genius is not working because I guess a lot of basketball games are being.
Stat inputting of Genius is messing up. It's a live stat problem. So I don't need to change blank or anything.
They said it's on our website.
Pass up to Shauna Soika, who holds.
I'm just imagining that there's just a lot of basketball games being played simultaneously right now.
Yeah, and I'm not going to have my computer on me, so you can't just switch it up like that.
And now to Couch. Senators looking to just hold it here as the shot clock goes off.
Get on her, CP, get on her!
And so with 38 seconds left, Warriors still believing and pressuring here as the Senators just hold. And they pass back into the midfield. And is brought up now. And is still held on to here. 15 left. And that should just about do it here. Ball knocked away. And that will do it here at Childs Field as the Warriors, unable to retain the lead they had and come back in the end. So they will go to 2-2 overall, still 2-1 in conference. they have a big trip coming up here as they head to Coker on Monday, followed up by a game in Palm Beach, Florida on Wednesday. And then Saturday they will head to Barton before coming back here Tuesday in a few weeks to face off in another conference matchup against Belmont Abbey at 4 p.m. And that'll do it for us here in the press box today. Signing off is Will and Evan.
Have a good day.